Hi, how are you? My name is Carolyn James, and I'm here to talk a little bit about a book that I've written called A Life by Request. And it is the true story of something that happened to me and my family. And it is the process of a walk-in soul transference. This was something that was really new to me, and it began happening in 2011. And I sat down in front of a medium one day, which I hadn't done in a long time, and the first words out of her mouth were, "Do you know where walk-in is?" I had no clue. And I told her that. In any case, fast forward here to 2017, and what I have right now is my husband is a walk-in soul. And how this all came to be was that he and I were together in my 20s and early 30s, which was a long time ago. And he died in 1995. I was married to another man at the time. We had dated for a long time, but then I married another man and we parted our ways. And that marriage was very unhappy. So as all this is going on, and his name is Jay. Jay is the man that went back to spirit in 1995. My husband's name was Tom. And after Jay went back to spirit, he was watching over me and getting upset that this wasn't the life I was supposed to have. And I was very unhappy. It was not a good marriage. It was very raw and cold and conditional, let's say. In any case, as Jay was on the other side watching over me, he was becoming frustrated with the fact that this is not what I signed up for or deserved. It wasn't what my life contract was about. And from that standpoint, he brought us together and was there with the medium when she asked me if I knew what a walk-in is, and asked my permission to come back and take over the body of my then husband, Tom. So it sounds really scary and like possession, but it's not at all. There were a lot of negotiations that happened, and there were contracts that were written up and drawn up, and there were a lot of permissions that had to happen. When I gave my permission to say, yes, please come back or feel free, although I'm saying it tongue in cheek because I didn't believe any of it at the time, he then, on the other side, soul to soul, went to my husband, Tom, and began asking his permission. Did he want to switch places, if you will? And Tom was all for it. He wasn't happy here and he wanted to go back to spirit. He wanted to go home, so he said yes. So what ensued from there was several months of negotiation, contract writing, and about 2 years later, the actual soul transfer happened. So what I have now is the soul and personality of Jay in the body of Tom. So people that have read the book and just have found out about this have been asking me questions about it, and I'm more than happy to answer those questions. But I thought I might answer them and put them out there in case it helps anybody else. Because it can be tough to wrap your head around, even if you are a very spiritual person. It's not something that's talked about a lot. So I'm going to go through some of the questions. What we have here now, just to begin, again, Jay is the man who died, who came back. Tom was my husband, who I lived with, and then went back to spirit. So what I actually have is the biology, the physical body of Tom with Jay's personality traits, intellect, and whatnot in that body. So you can imagine the questions. There are quite a few of them. So one of the questions that was sent to me was, have Jay's tastes changed? And they absolutely have. Originally, the body of Tom was a very picky eater. There were many foods he refused to eat. He was set with very specific things, his hot dogs and whatnot. Now, I was a chef for a long time, so as you can imagine, this was really frustrating for me. But after the transfer happened, I started noticing all kinds of little things that all of a sudden he would eat things that he never would even touch before. And he appreciated the food that was set before him, which he never did before. And going from I refuse to eat a mushroom to eating all kinds of mushrooms, things like that. Yes, absolutely, his taste changed as far as food was concerned. Now, as far as other things, one of the first things I noticed is that a simple personal item like deodorant. Tom used the same deodorant every day for 50 years. When Jay came back into the body, he started using the deodorant he had used when he was here before. So these things are ongoing and they constantly happen. But that one little simple piece is, yeah, his tastes have changed. Absolutely. So where we are now is he is seating. He's seating into the body. The soul of Jay is seating into the body. When he came in, there was cellular memory, the biology, the DNA of Tom. The spirit was taken out. Jay's spirit was put in. And now Jay is trying to override all of those pieces of the DNA and cellular memory that were in there. He still has the memories of Tom. He still has the family of Tom. But what's happened on the other side is that Jay's starting to remember Jay's life before, which is fascinating and really creating quite a journey for us all. So anyway, that's just a little piece of the beginning of it, answering one question, but I will be back to answer more. I think they're interesting and it helps people to understand it a little bit more, and those that are trying to wrap their head around walk-ins or think they are maybe one or know of one. Walk-ins typically happen with near-death experiences very often where someone has a trauma to the body and they become someone else overnight, it seems like. Very often that can be a walk-in, so that's pretty interesting way as well. In any case, Carolyn James here. The book is A Life by Request. You can get it on Amazon. Bestseller, yay. But feel free to visit me at any point, carolynjames.com, Jaymes. And the website for the book is alifebyrequest.com. Thank you so much, guys. It was nice meeting you. Take care.